Key West is good at raising rent, aren't they, partner?
Sure.
My slip rate's going up 33% next month.
That's a big hike.
Not
That's a big hike.
pretty good sized increase, yeah. I figure to see an empty harbor there for about 2 years.
It's like killing the goose and letting the gold man keep taking more and more, and nobody will do it.
Here in Key West in the year 1849, our talented ship designer Asa Tift decided to build himself a Key West home that would be hurricane proof. He bought this acre lot for its altitude. We're 16 feet above sea level here, the second highest point in the Keys. Then he opened up a quarry where the house was to be built. His workmen quarried out the big blocks of fossilized coral, making these building stones for his new home. When they had enough of these quarried out, they built the new house over the empty quarry pit, leaving us an unbelievably large full basement. His skilled stonemasons laid these walls up 18 inches thick. The home has stood for 160 years now. No storm of any magnitude has ever damaged this little fortress. Hemingway bought the place in 31, lived here with wife number 2, Pauline, until their divorce in 1940. After the divorce, he loaded Martha Gellhorn on his boat. They went 90 miles south into Cuba. Martha and Ernest didn't last long in Cuba. That was a very short marriage. But Mary Welch came along, life got good. Mary enjoyed the outdoors as much as Ernest did. They would fish away their winters together in the pristine waters off of Cuba. The summers they would return to his hunting lodge in Ketchum, Idaho. There they could hunt moose, bear, elk, deer, antelope, a sportsman's dream. In the late 50s, that dream became his nightmare. Fidel Castro nationalized Cuba, impounding Hemingway's estate and his beloved boat. Left Ernest with only the Idaho address and the manic depression he had struggled with for a lifetime. His reaction to the loss in Cuba triggered the darkest depression his family had ever seen. It got so bad he volunteered to take electroshock therapy treatments to try and put a bit of normality back in his world. Those treatments backfired. They blanked his memory. After the treatments, he would face a blank page for hours at a time, couldn't think of a word to write. July the 2nd, 1961, our tormented writer had endured all of it he could tolerate. He ended his own life with a self-inflicted shotgun blast. A tragic ending for a man who had been rightfully awarded both the Pulitzer and Nobel Prizes for his literary accomplishments. Manic depression had won the final battle. In 40, when he moved to Cuba, this estate stayed with Pauline and the boys. Pauline died of natural causes about 10 years before Ernest's death. After their mother's death, the boys managed this estate for Ernest until his death. After his death, they sold it to a family friend here, Bernice Nixon. She intended to live here. For a short time, bless her heart, she tried. There was virtually no privacy here. People would gather at her front door at all hours of the day and night wanting to see this Hemingway home. She finally moved away to have a little privacy, wisely leaving the estate to be managed by the tour company that's running it for her today. I am delighted she did. I get to share it with nice folks like you from literally the world over. I have a lot of fun here. Folks, our bookstore across the pool patio by the tall white chimney is an interesting stop. They have a mountain of information on the Hemingways in there. I'll hang out here and answer questions for you for a while. Thank you for joining me here. May the good Lord bless and keep each of you and see you safely home. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Lauren.
His Pulitzer Prize, his Pulitzer Prize.